Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching NatureNel, and if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. This is going to be one of probably the very best results I've ever had in fertilizing. I know that I was telling you guys I was going to do 2 applications before I gave you the results of the Palmer's special fertilizer or special mix, but honestly it's only been 2 weeks and I am seeing great, I'm looking around because I keep seeing new growth, crazy results. And I'm sorry about my neighbor's dog today. He's on a whole other level of heavy barking, so we'll deal with that. The results are incredible. New growth, billions of spikes, flowers in full bloom. Like I'm not getting a lot of, like the immature, I call them, they don't mature completely, so they kind of just yellow and fall off. Sometimes it's thrips, sometimes it's just not enough energy to shoot to that flower to complete the whole bouquet. But oh my god, sorry guys, he hears me and it's like it's over. So anyways, I'm gonna cut it here, turn this camera around and show you guys what I have in bloom, plus I'm gonna show you the results in just 2 weeks. So let's flip it around, see you on the other side. All right, my friends, we're gonna start right in front of my Terrace greenhouse combo, where I work and create all not create my projects, but do all my projects with my orchids. Anyways, I'm sorry if the dog, like I said, is barking. I had to take a long break after the intro because he went on a full rampage of barking. What happens is my neighbors next door, they got a dog and they keep him in a cage, in like a 10-foot by 10-foot cage. So the dog is always bored. And so when he hears me, he barks. I've already spoken to them about it. I told them they should consider giving him up for adoption, but I guess they enjoy keeping a dog in a cage and there's nothing we can do about it. I already called the city, found out as long as the dog is fed and looks healthy, there's nothing that can be done. It is an unfortunate thing. So guys, if you cannot keep a pet in a home or properly, don't get one. Don't get one. It's very sad to see. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Let's start with this beauty right here, which is my Schomburgkia post. If you guys been following me for a while, you know that I keep them over there, but I gotta show you what I have here after doing the whole Palmer's orchid mix and everything. It is crazy. Look at all the flowers. I don't think I've ever had all my Myrmecophilus bloom at the same time. Look at this. This is a beautiful little one from Carl Smith that I got, well, she's not little anymore, that I got many years ago. Here, I'm going to show you the tag. I'm going to try to do the tag as much as possible because I really don't have the time to be doing extra editing. Take all these. I have to weed these pots out. It's been very challenging. Tibicinus, there you go. Now this one, guys, I don't really know the name of this one, but I do know where I bought it. I bought it at Vicky's Orchids a couple of years ago. It had a beautiful spike. I had no idea what the flower was. And I told Vicky, you know what, Vicky? I think I'm just going to take it because I want to be surprised. She didn't know what it was either. She goes, I don't have a tag for that one. And I honestly don't know what the flower is. When I got the first flower open, I gasped. I was so godsmacked. I was like, wow. I did a good call and just buying this on a limb because it is a beautiful, beautiful flower. It reminds me a little bit of Fangito, which I have up there growing beautifully. And I'm going to show you now Fangito for a minute. But I don't think it's Fangito, which is the hybrid that was created by, oh my God, Quest Orchids. And right next to it, the beautiful Cher's Dream. We christened it, well, I didn't christen that name. David, the man from Morning Dove Nurseries, he has these all over his yard. He doesn't know, well, he does know now, but he didn't know the name when I first visited his home. So he said it was Cher's Dream. But I did, if I do recall, I did do a, no, this is the Tibiana. This is Tibiana, which is this beauty right here. Hold on, but let's stick to these because I know I did a tag because I was tired of writing it down constantly in my editing. Here we go. Ooh, these things are so big. That's the correct cross. So yeah, I've been busy doing tags. A lot of these don't have tags, or I buy them without tags. Now let's go back to the Tibinis, not to be mistaken with the Tibicinus. Look at those colors. Hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put on my light, even though there's a lot of sun, but I think it, yeah, see? I like to show the inside of these flowers are really beautiful. And it gave me two gorgeous spikes. Now, this one was a combo that David gave me, which has the Dendrobium and the Tibinis. And I think it had one more. Did it have one more in here? No, I think these were the two. There's one that I have over there. But now, let me show you this. Look at all the new growth. Okay. New growth here. And what I want to do, it's so hot. What I want to do is when I show you the blooms, if I see new growth, I'll show you, because that's all coming from the fertilization that I recently did. I would say about 2.5 weeks ago, maybe 3. I can't remember when I fertilized, even though I released videos afterwards, but it was before that. This is a new growth, and that's a new growth. This is the Fanguito that I told you guys about, which is a beautiful flower, very similar to that one, by the way. Laz put this on my tamarind wood that Lewis made me. This mount was very cute. I didn't know what I was going to put on it, and Laz was like, just put it on here and hang it. So he actually hung it up here, putting some more of the Spanish moss, because when you guys get a cutting, right, and you mount it of a Schomburgkia, you do need to water every day. So make sure you water your new cuttings that you mount. And if you have Spanish moss, put it on the roots so it could do this. I'll show you right now. Do you see all those roots coming out of there? This was hung up here about 2 months ago. And look at the establishment of that orchid already. So, and we all got one, I think. Melissa, Wendy, maybe Wendy, Laz, and me, we all got one. All right, I don't want to miss anything. There's so much. Now, my cacti are doing wonderfully. They're also blooming. And I don't really fertilize my cactus. Maybe I should. My monkey tail, this bloom already fell off, but look how many blooms it has. And it's so funny because normally it blooms all the way down here, but it's giving me all these blooms up here. So we'll just go with it. As long as it's giving me blooms, it's all good. Now, to my viewer, Mr. Sal, who's such a generous friend, him and his wife are wonderful. We partied over in Apopka. And you know, I love that. I love when I meet certain viewers of mine that it just clicks and there's this commonality that you don't have to really speak out. It just flows. And he and his wife are like that. They just fit so well in our group. And he had given me this. He gave me 2 anosmums from S&W Orchids in Hawaii. And both of them. The Alba has bloomed. Look at that. Now, these do have tags because Jeremy is very good about that. This is his super white. And again, look at all the new growth. 1, 2, 3 there, but then look at this. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm thinking about putting these on my trees, these cuttings. And it did open one flower to let me see what it looks like. I love it. It smells like raspberry. You smell delicious. Here's the name of this one. And it does have the Knifer's Quest, which is one of my favorite anosmums. And let's just continue with Sal. Let's go right here. Look, Sal, look who just started opening. He also gifted me this weird orchid. And I mean weird, it's almost on its way out. But look at that labellum. How cool is that? Now, do I have the name for this? I don't have the name. I'm gonna try to get this name for you guys. I'll put it down there. But it's a very cool, oh, here it is. I knew I had a tag somewhere. Mandai garters. I guess that's garters. Very cool. These are sun orchids. She was a little dehydrated when I got her. I'm trying to bring her back. Sometimes that does happen. And what I do is I do water them a lot. And now for the last that's blooming from Sal and his wife Judy, they got me this in a popka from Pam. And I truly, truly love this flower. I turned off the lights because sometimes the light brightens it up a little too much and you don't see the depth of the color. Even without the light, it's showing a little bit lighter than what it really is. It's actually about a 10% darker what you're seeing right now. So it's a very blood cranberry red. And this one's called, I think it's jelly or something jelly, black jelly. It's a perfect name for it. So if you guys want these, reach out to Pam. I think she had a lot of these actually. All right, now let's go into my gorgeous greenhouse that is overfilling again. If you guys remember when I cleared it all out, it was so neat. But guys, plants grow. And with this new Palmer's thing, I'm gonna show you a quick example right from the bat. And if Mel, if you're watching, from Melissa Loves Orchid, she gifted me this as, I think it was my anniversary gift. It's a beautiful oncidium. I put it on my tamarind wood, filled it up with spag moss. As you can see now, the roots are pushing through the little screen. I always put these screens because it holds everything really nicely together, tight. So anyways, look Mel, how many new growth it's given me. 3 beautiful new growth. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be using Palmer's mix a lot more than anything else, because honestly, if you get something that's giving you such incredible results, why change it? You know, keep going with it, keep testing it. I know there's a lot of products in the market, but we don't have to use every single one. Arides rosea, and I did get this from Miss Vicky. Vicky had this one. Was this from Vicky or was this from Pam? Because no. This is from Pam. I got the same one over there from Vicky. So this one's from Pam. I remember because it says Orchids in Bloom up there. Oh my God. And I'm also getting over a flu, guys. So if you hear my like wheezy, that's what it is. I just got over a nasty flu. And also a situation that I'll explain in the closing. It was a very difficult. It's been very difficult these past few weeks. You're gonna see why I was missing in action, and thank you all for reaching out and just saying, touching bases, make sure that everything's good. So thank you to all you viewers that check up on me when you see that I'm not posting videos, just to see that everything is fine. And I will tell you that's a very important thing, because when you don't check up on your friends and something's not right, then you should check up on them. And I'll explain all that at the very end of this video. I don't want to get into that right now because we're into blooms, but it's about one of my closest friends, my brother from another mother. And I will share that with you guys right when I'm done here. But anyways, this I got from Carl Smith. Just in my last visit, I got 3 of them. I still haven't put it in the pot. It's the Madeline Cherry Wilson. And if you guys know Wilson orchids, excellent quality. I've seen it at Kroll. I've seen it in several nurseries already, some of Wilson's orchids, and now you can see the reason why. I mean, there's just I don't need to explain how incredible this flower is. And I don't need to explain how incredible the fragrance is, because you won't know unless you're here. All right, guys, let's get away from this one. Now, this is what we all know as the Lion Sing. This is my little love child. I love this little Vanda so much because she has given me blooms every single year, several times a year. Like she doesn't just bloom one time, she'll give you several blooms. And the fragrance of lemon cream pie is Oh, well, it's not lemon cream pie. I call it lemon cream pie. It's a sweet lemony fragrance, and such a beautiful combo of color. Now this, the only person I know that had two of these, and I'm sure they're sold already, was J&J Unique Orchids. He had two of these. I was surprised he was willing to let them go, considering that you can't find these anywhere anymore. It's a very, very, very treasure hunted orchid. People are looking for this everywhere. So if you find the lime sing, get it, because you probably won't get that opportunity again. Now, Ben's fragrance. What can I just say about these? I did cover this on my last What's in Bloom, but I do want to stop by to show you how long these flowers last. And they're in perfect condition. So you can see, well, I shouldn't say that. This one's starting to get a little bit, but hey, it's been a month already that these flowers have been blooming. Because what happens is when I release my videos, guys, it's probably been already a week that I filmed it and then edit. So add another week or so to it, and that's pretty much how long it's been. Now, this is one of my friend's favorite flowers, Mr. Judier from our little orchid group, and he loves this one in particular. This is the Kawadi fragrance crossed with JVB, Josephine Bambrero, which is a very, very popular orchid to cross with. But he likes this one in particular because of the tones that it has throughout the petals. It's almost like a yellow ombre into a pink, and then you have all those freckles. Like, to duplicate this in another flower, it would be almost impossible. What a beautiful flower. All right, let me look around here. I don't see, oh, let's stop by Backyard Blooms. My friends at Backyard Blooms never have disappointed with their quality of orchids. This is the very famous Laura Mayer, Encyclia Laura Mayer. Very known in a lot of collectors, orchid collectors. I was going to say orchid collectors collection. Isn't that redundant? It's known to be one of the most recognized encyclias in orchid collections. There you go. I finally said it. It is a beautiful flower. It reminds me of the colors of the lime sing. Here, let's try doing this. This will be fun. This will be fun to do. This will be fun to do. The pot is heavy. My hands are shaking. But you guys can see it. I love those two tones. It's lava rock in here. It kind of gets a little heavy. So anyways, I'm so happy I got this to bloom because it's one of my favorite encyclias. I do love the pink and yellow, pink and green, or pink and yellow, however you see it. It's a beautiful combo. And if you guys just want to reach out to them, these are my good friends. That's their information. And they are always at the shows. You can go to most of the big shows and you will see them there. They're excellent with encyclias and dendrobiums. That's their, and now they've been bringing a lot of great aroids, like cactus and aroids. This I already covered, guys, but it's amazing. This flower has been open since I came back from Apopka. It is still open. It is such a cool flower. There you go. And I believe I got this at my friends at Crowsmith. Yeah, this is not from, this is from Crowsmith. What a gorgeous flower. And you know what? The flower, when you touch it, is very firm. It's not, maybe that's why it lasts so long. All right, now here I'm gonna stop real quick at my Annie Bell. At the Annie Bell, who is one of the most beautiful Cattleya flowers. If you guys seen this, she is my big mama. And I built this from most of the Annie Bells that were left over at Crowsmith. It was an idea that Julian had, and he told me, you know, that flower, that Cattleya actually blooms all at the same time, unlike most Cattleyas. He says if you're going to do a display like that, what you may want to use is orchids that bloom at the same time. And so I was like, that's a great advice, because I always put just a bunch of orchids, not thinking when is their blooming cycle? And he says you can put the same orchids all together, doesn't mean they're all going to bloom at the same time. But if you put something that is known to bloom at the same time at that time of year, you're going to get them. He was so right. It's bloomed for me already 3, maybe 4 times, and it's always everything blooms. Now, the reason I'm here is because I want to show you. She struggled with the cold, and that hard rain. Remember when I told you guys that this busted down and all this was drenched in rainwater for days? Well, I brought it back. She's doing great. She did lose one here. See, I lost that one, but hey, I still have the rest. But after the Palmer's spray, I was looking at this today, and I could not believe what I was seeing. Look, there's one here. There's one here. I did not see this 2 weeks ago, honestly. There's one here. Come on, I know I saw more. I was looking at this, I'll go, oh my God, it has new growth everywhere. There's one down here. Look at this one. One down there. You see? I mean, it's just, if you keep looking inside, here's another one. I mean, there's at least 6 new growth in this whole thing. So yes, guys, I'm showing you this so you can see how I always say the proof is in the pudding. Now, this was before Palmer's. This was already blooming, the Spectabile. Now, if you guys go back to my What's in Bloom, I did talk about that, so I'm not gonna sit there and talk about it, but I am gonna talk about this one. Come here, Mama. I don't want you to fall. This is a Spectabile type of dendrobium, super rare looking, not often seen. Pam had a bunch of these, right? Here's a name. It's Finis Terrace, which is also a species. This is not a cross, so you're seeing exactly what grows out in nature. But sometimes the species flowers are so much more prehistoric looking, right? So of course, if I got that Spectabile, I needed to get this one. And even though it's not crossed with Spectabile or anything like that, it is a type of dendrobium that gives off that type of flower, that gnarly looking petal, almost like a carnivorous plant. But yeah, it's beautiful, and yes, as you can see, new growth. So I'm telling you guys, everything that I was watering today, I'm like, oh my God, this has new growth, and that has new growth. Here's a new growth from a lot of these are new plants that I brought from Apopka. You guys seen this gorgeous. Now it's starting to give me some more blooms. This is a sequential phalaenopsis that I put on this cone, the corner cervi. And this is one of those that a lot of people love. It is on the pricier side, these type of phals. These sequential spikes. Sequential just means that it'll keep shooting flowers off that spike. So do yourself a favor and don't cut them. You only cut them when they turn brown. Once they turn brown, then it's a safe bet. Oh, just notice new growth. I'm loving this new growth thing. It normally doesn't happen like this all at once. Now this, after Palmer's, look at that, guys. This has never given me this many spikes. There's like 4 spikes in there, tiny spikes. It's just spikes upon spikes upon spikes. Now this is an Arides or Acacentrum something. Come on. The Acacentrum Ampulaceum in pink. Now if you ask me where I bought this, I don't remember. I almost think it was Curl Smith. I think I got this at Curl Smith. But it's a beautiful, beautiful little orchid. So colorful, so bright. Let me see if with the light you can really see the color. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. All right, now let's turn. This one's just starting to open. This is a Clandii type of. She's so adorable. I don't even know what you are. I know you're from Orchid in Bloom though. Cattleya Jungle Eyes. Oh, I am so silly. I know exactly who gave me this. This was from Miss Teresita. She gave me this as a gift. Look, Terry. She's blooming. You know, every gift that Terry has given me, not only does it bloom a lot, they're very big and strong. Like Terry, she's a strong woman. You don't want to cross Terry when she's angry. Right, Terry? Anyways, inside joke. Again, new growth. This is new growth from using Palmer's. I really, really, really love this stuff. I can't talk enough about it. And no, guys, they're not paying me for this. They don't give me free fertilizer. I am being honest with the product. It is really, really good, at least from what I'm seeing now. Okay, now remember, I'm gonna give it another fertilization in about a couple of weeks, right at the end of May. I'll do it again, and I'll see the results in 2 weeks from that. Falcatum flavum, another Crawlsmith beauty. It's the sort of like the elbow type. Now the flowers are already on their way out. You can see those are the flowers. But look how many spikes I got this year. All those are spikes. I did cover this baby in my last What's in Bloom. And right after that What's in Bloom, it continues shooting spikes. So again, what I'm saying is, it could be the fertilizer. It could be the combo of it was so cold. But honestly, this new growth, it's the one that's got me super excited. Now, this Gorgiosas I got over at RF Orchids. This is one of those sales I guess they have, and I bought it. And I bought it, and it's definitely a gorgeous Vanda. That Cerulean in it is so gentle. And if you can see towards the center, it gets a little bit darker, but just ever so slightly, it just fades out. Oh, you are beautiful, Mama. I'm so glad I got you. As well as you, because you were my big purchase at Moats. I paid a lot for you. And you are worth it, because look how many spikes it gives. It's constantly giving spikes. This is a incredible Vanda to have. I'm so glad I got you. It was the only one they had at Moats. They were letting it go for that price, as you can see right there. And I normally don't go around spending these kind of prices on one orchid, but if I see something like this, right, and I see all those old spikes, it's like you don't have to think twice about this. You could just say, okay, you're gonna give me blooms after blooms after blooms, so $100, you are worth it. It's like buying a bouquet of flowers like every month. Every month this Vanda blooms for me. Since I got it, it has not stopped blooming. This died and then this came out. And I'm sure soon, if we look in there, one of these is gonna shoot out another spike, and that's how it's been. So sometimes the price may be high, but the results are much greater. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. Now this double named orchid, Lindleyi, formerly known as Aggregatum, decided, you know what, Nell? I'm gonna give you more spikes. I gave you 12 spikes 2 months ago. I'm gonna give you like 3 more full of flowers. And look, she gave me some more. So thank you, Mama. You are so gorgeous. And it's so funny how she grows right from under. So eventually she'll become a big ball, right? It'll start growing throughout, and it will become a big ball of, oh, here's another spike. I didn't even see that one, of flowers. But yes, if you guys don't have this one, get it. Another one is a must. This together with the Liam Sing are 2 must. This is way easier to get than Liam Sing. All right, oh, so pretty. I have to stop by here and look at this again. For you, Judier, so you can enjoy your plant. All right, now here, I'm gonna go on this side. And by the way, I'm gonna incorporate some things that I brought back from the rare plant show, because I didn't talk about that. And honestly, because of the situation I've been going through, I'm just gonna let you guys kind of know I lost one of my closest friends. He chose to leave this world. He made that decision himself, which is much harder to accept and process. He was like my brother from another mother. He told everybody I was his brother. Brilliant man. Ran hotels on the beach, ran restaurants. I mean, he had it all. He really was a personality. But unfortunately, we are celebrating this month something that is very ironic: mental health awareness, right? And not celebrating, observing. And it's so ironic that one of the closest people in my life left this world due to that. So it's a very serious thing to have in your circle of friends and family. It does a lot to your mind and to your feelings, your emotions. I'm still a little numb. That's why I haven't been filming. I'm dedicating this video today to him because he was a huge part of my life for many years. And I think that dedicating this video today to him would be very appropriate. He was a fun guy. He loved to party. He loved to promote. He was just an all-around fun person. But, you know, sometimes mental health gets the best of us. And that's why, my friends, I have been a little bit off and not on my channel. So I'm sharing this with you because you guys are like my family. I don't think I need to hide things like that. And you do care and you worry and you call me to find out if I'm okay. So I think it's in place to share this with you. I don't need to go into the details, but you kind of get the gist of it. Now let me grab this here. So Sexton, wherever you are, buddy, I know you're up there listening to me right now and keeping God busy with all your stories. The man had stories forever. Just know that you will always be remembered. And when I'm here in the yard, it'll be the perfect time to reminisce our great times together. All right, guys. Now, this right here is a Aerides falbellata. I got this from lots of orchids. If you guys seen me at some of the big shows, I sometimes stop by their booth and they do have lots of orchids. But what I love most about them is that their orchids are very different from everybody in that place in the shows. When you go there, you're gonna find cute little things like this that you're not going to really see a lot of in other booths. I have to be careful because everything is see how everything is grown out? Everything's crashing with each other. So anyways, I put this here because you wouldn't have been able to see it up there. Now, to show you spikes. Spike. See, those are all new spikes after fertilization. Now, can we just lay eyes on this for a minute? Now, those who know this orchid, they know the fragrance. The fragrance of this orchid is just something that I've had a hard time to explain what it smells like. Let me see if it has any fragrance out. Yeah, it's almost like man, I'm trying to figure. It's sweet. It has like a gardenia maybe. Almost like a rose, but not fully rose, and then it's sweet. Don't worry about it. It smells amazing. You have to have one of these. This is the most beautiful and recognized orchid known as the Seidenfidenia metrata. It's a beautiful name. That took me forever to learn. Here we go. If you guys want to give it a shot, Seidenfidenia metrata. Now the trick about this plant, I had one like this, exactly like this. Killed it. It was when I started collecting orchids and I kept it in an area where I was watering it a lot. Don't water it. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Don't water them. They're not into watering. I got this at Kroll Smith and Julian was like, you know, you forgot to take that metrata. I guess he saw it in the video when I said, I left the metrata on the side. I wanted to give it another chance. He goes, look, we brought a whole bunch. We brought like 200. People were taking these things like hotcakes. They were only $55 for this size. And so, and these amount of spikes. And so I said, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to take one because they're so beautiful and so healthy that at least I don't have to start growing it and trying to establish it. They're already full, so it gives me a head start. So I'm going to try again. He told me, don't water it. He goes, what, do you remember what you did before it died? I go, yeah, I had moved it to an area so it could get some rainwater and more sun, thinking that it wanted that. He goes, that was your first mistake. You moved it from the area that it was doing well. You should have just left it there. He says, if they're doing well and you don't have to water that much, let it be. Because once you start moving them, they're not going to respond the same way. Now, this beauty that I have here, this is what's called patience. All right. 35 minutes and 43 seconds. Okay, we're doing really good on time. It's going to be an hour show. There's no way I can do this in 30 minutes. And you know what? A lot of you told me not to do the 30 minutes, and maybe one or two said you want them shorter. So I'm going, the What's in Blooms, they're going to be an hour. This one taught me a lot of patience. This one I got from C about 4 years ago at Redland. I think it was Redland. Yeah, it was the Redland Fruit and Spice Park. Try to see if the name is, yes. Sorry guys that I'm moving this. I have only one hand. Oh my God, I'm gonna destroy my poor orchid. I think a Cattleya there. Queen color. So anyways, this puppy right here. Hold on. Look at this. You guys want to laugh? I put it up and look how perfect the tag got there. Oh my God. There we go. Now you can really see it. So anyways, this one, when I got it, she was struggling. So I took it out of the actual mount it was in, and I transferred it to this one a couple of years ago. It was on and off growing, and then it would reduce and it would grow, then it would reduce and it would drop a bunch of leaves. And I was like, this poor orchid is just, I don't know what's wrong with her. Would not bloom anymore. I didn't have anything. I was so disappointed, but I said, you know what? I love the flower so much that I'm going to do my very best. So this orchid has moved from over there to there, to there, to there, and then to here. And here she became this beautiful, gorgeous, tiny specimen of an orchid. And for the very first time, it is busting out in beautiful blooms. It would only give me like one flower here, and then 6 months later, another flower there. Tiny, not big, kind of gnarly. I was like, I'm not giving up on you. I know you're gonna come back. I know it, I just feel it. And lo and behold, it is probably one of the most beautiful Cattleyas I have in here now. She is so full, so happy, just like the one below it. Now this, I am so glad. Oh my God. Hold on. I am so glad that the secondary spike, I'm gonna move this. The secondary spike, this is supposed to go on another location. The secondary spike did bloom because it had one here and it all fell. This is also from Kroll Smith from the Redland show. There's a new spike. Look, Terry. The reason I'm saying Terry is because this was my birthday gift. She was threatening me with a birthday gift. Not a bad threat, by the way. So she didn't know what to get me. She's like, come on, you gotta tell me, it's gonna make it easier. But then she bought this. And these look great on mounts. Like you can put this on a mount and it'll shoot out like that, and it looks beautiful because you see it mounted like that, and then you see all these spikes with little umbrellas that look like little spaceships. So when she took it, I go, you know what? I don't mean to copy you, but I do mean to copy you. I really like the bulbophyllum that you took. I've been wanting to get that one and put in a mount. And I'm sorry, I'm here trying to take this thing out while I why do I do these things to myself? Because I want to use it here. So anyway, I told her I want to do it on a mount, and she's like, oh, okay. Maybe if I go on Friday, I'm not going to do this with one hand, I'm going to break it. I'll get you one. And I said, you know what, there's going to be none left. So I called Julian and I said, Julian, Terry's going there tomorrow to pick up one of the bubble films. Do you mind just putting one aside for me? So he put this one aside. Do you know that when Terry got there, they were all sold out? Every single one was sold out. And so I'm so glad I thought quick, and I said, no, she's gonna go for sure. And sure enough, when she got there, I think there was probably, she told me there was maybe one left, and then that was gone too. Now this is really, really gorgeous. This is what's called the Encyclia Jungle Orchid, or Orchid Jungle, I'm sorry. Let me see if you can see the tag. Encyclia Orchid Jungle. I got this in West Palm Beach at the Mounts Park, or Mounts Garden, and the West Palm Beach Orchid Society. Jason was the one who sold me this, and it's a beautiful, beautiful Encyclia. It's already on its way out, but she smells like baby perfume. There's a perfume called Violeta de Bebé. It smells just like that. If you are Cuban or Latino or Caribbean, you probably know that cologne. It's called a Violeta de Bebé or something like that. Royal Violet. I think in English it's called the Royal Violet perfume for babies. My mom used to wear that every day before going to bed. I would smell and go, Mom, you're going to bed? She's like, yeah. She would put that on, and I was like, you smell like a baby. But it's a very fresh smell of violets. It's really delicious. And this has that strong fragrance. So if you guys get your hands on one of these Encyclias, you will be very surprised on the fragrance. It's not your regular Encyclia fragrance. This I just got over at Pam's. If you guys remember, this is the a film, and all those are new little growths that it pushed out. This thing was not growing. Look, I just noticed right there, a new growth. Oh, puppy. New spike. Let me see. I'm looking around to see if I don't, because look at this beauty. I think I covered her in the key lime. Wait, it's key lime stars. And this I've had for quite a while. This I got when I first went to Fairchild Gardens to do my, not first went to Fairchild, but when I did my first video. I saw this in Sotoa and I bought one. I think I paid $15 for it. It was in a small 4-inch pot. Well, this won't even fit in a 6-inch pot now. Blooms all the time, has gorgeous fragrance. Smells very good, like lemony. Sometimes it'll fill this whole thing with flowers. Sometimes it just shoots one spike. Either way, it's always a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. 43 minutes left. We're doing great. Now check out the labellum on this. Is that not the funniest thing? It almost looks like it has two, but it's actually a folded labellum. Now this, guys, if you can get me the name of this, this comes from Ruben. Now Ruben was a specialist in orchid. For you guys that know about the orchid world and know hybridizers of the past, I can't remember, I'm drawing a blank on his last name. I'm so sorry, Ruben, but I can't remember your last name now. He was a good friend of my dad's. He used to tell my dad all about, you know, growing orchids. And of course my dad, this was his thing, you know, crops, fruits. Orchids weren't his thing, but he appreciated them. He would always tell me, Ruben has the best orchids. We got to go to his house. We got to go to his house. He was so proud of Ruben's orchids. So this is one of his orchids. I did adopt several of them when the previous owners that bought the space from Ruben, they moved out and they allowed me to pick a bunch of orchids that they had, because they did continue his legacy, but then they had to move out. They had a little girl and they had to stop the business. It was very sad, but sometimes that's what it is. Now this is another one I picked up at the Rare Plant Show. So this right here, guys, was at Carl Smith. Now it reminded me a little bit of my Pinocchio, which I'm going to show you in a minute. It's blooming now. But what I liked about this one, and I believe it has sort of the same crosses in it, was the tips of these petals. I love the fact that they look like two little palms sticking out like that. It looked like it's saying, hug me. Well, we all went crazy for this. Laz got one. I think Terry got one. Melissa, I think, was gonna get one, but she's scared of them. I think Wendy got one too. I know that a lot of us got these, and it ended up like clearing out at the booth by Sunday. They didn't have any more. So this, my friends, that is the name. Oh, I just realized I had an award of merit from the AOS. Nice. Very nice. I like that. And the whole plant itself, I'm going to put it out because everything is so congested in here. So this plant right here would cost you about $55. That's the price right there. $55. Not bad for a Paphiopedilum. Paphiopedilums are very expensive. This is my whole Paphiopedilum section. It's one of my most proud sections of orchids. I also have some on the bottom. And I did talk about these water dish. I do keep a water dish because I learned that from Frank. Now, talking with Julian, he told me something that I didn't realize. He said, yes, the water dish works very well if it's a Phragmopedilum, not a Paphiopedilum. But because I misunderstood, I discovered something and it actually works for me. I still do use these dishes. As you can see, there's water in it. This was filled to the top. Right here, right to the lip. Look how empty it is already. So it works because I have them outdoors and they dry out before nightfall. That's how you want to do it. You don't want to use a dish and use it inside your house because that dish is going to have water for days. Only if it's outside and it's getting the amount of heat that will dry out that water, because what it does is right now it keeps it moist. So throughout the day in the heat, my plant now is refreshed, is hydrated. By the time 5-6 o'clock comes, this is completely dry. So overnight it'll dry up completely. By the morning, I don't touch it. I leave it alone. Following morning, I go and I do the same thing. So I skip a day when I'm watering with the dish. Okay, because you don't want to water every single day either, especially if it's cloudy or if it's raining, because here they are protected by this roof, but not here. So I do get them. I like to move them around to get some rainwater, because rainwater is actually the nature's distilled water, and that way, or I think it's more like distilled or RO, I can't remember, but it's charged and it's good for your plants and it causes it to bloom, just like this beautiful Pinocchio. Now, do you guys see how similar it looks to the other one? But it's not. It's actually, no, this is not Pinocchio. It's Hey Jerry. My Pinocchio looks more like the one I just showed you. This is Hey Jerry, Paphiopedilum. Another one of those old paths that have been around for a while. I got this from Ophi's. One of their brothers, their younger brother, who most of you don't know, but they do have a third brother. The skinny one of the family. There's always a skinny one. I'm the skinny one in my family. Actually, no, my middle brother is. He's the thinnest one. Now, this is absolutely a beautiful close-up. I love looking at my paths up here on the screen because you don't get to see all this detail with your eyes. I love the inside. So cool. So, guys, don't be afraid of Paphiopedilums. I mean, I have them out here. They're doing great. Even the one that I have here from, do you guys remember the story about this one? This is Lee's Orchids. I had this in this is a bag baby. I got this at Lee's Orchids from Hawaii. And he told me, you have to have this one. Has I think it's yellow, a beautiful, beautiful Paphiopedilum flower. And the leaves are great. Well, it was inside my room. I forgot about it in a bag. It was in a bag baby, so a plastic bag, in a bag, on the floor, in the corner of my guest room, forgotten for 3 weeks. No water, no light, no nothing. These leaves were white, like white. Well, I put it out here, gave it some of that Palmer's fertilizer. It's giving me a new growth, and look at the green coming right back. It is absolutely incredible how orchids bounce right back. All right, so we're gonna be done here and go right in here. Look at this lovely coconut fragrant orchid. For you guys who do not know the Maxillaria tenuifolia, this is one of the most intensely fragrant little orchid flowers that you're going to find in the orchid kingdom. And the reason I say this is if you haven't smelled it, if you close your eyes, it is going to transport you back to the beach. You're going to think of the copper tone tanning lotion. You're going to think of that coconut tropical smell. It's just absolutely deliciously fragrant. One of my favorite, if not my very top fragrant flower in the orchid world. And what I love is that it gives off these little tiny flowers that you would think, oh, you know, they're so tiny, not much. You can smell it from here because the amount of flowers it shoots. And I bought this in a 4-inch pot. Look how big this is. I bought this in a 4-inch pot 3 years ago. And it is now, my God, it's really, really big and heavy. It is now a monster of a specimen. I'm looking at this, but this is just making room for the next. But it's a really, really pretty. If you guys don't have this one, also a definite must-have because the fragrance is just, and they have them in yellow, which is the Yamato. Oh my God, it's so, it's the coconut smelling orchid, but you know what it reminds me of? Remember that candy Mounds, the one that had coconut and chocolate? It's exactly that fragrance. It's like a chocolate coconut bar. Just like, I want to eat that flower. Maybe I should. Maybe that's edible. It probably won't taste as good. Because you know, orchid flowers, some of them, dendrobium flowers, are edible. All right, let's leave my terrace and just show you very quickly my Hoyas. Again, I use the same fertilizer on my orchids that I use on my Hoyas. Is that a good thing to do? I don't know. I'm a risk taker. I like to take risks with my plants. And 9 out of 10, it's a winner chicken dinner like this one. I got these beautiful peduncles on my Hoyas right after. Now, could it be coincidence? Maybe. But I've never had my entire space area busting out in so many new growth spikes and blooms. Look at this. They're all over the place. So if it's coincidence, it's a beautiful coincidence. Here's another Hoya. This one I got over at, not Fantastic Ferns. Exotiques. They're at the big shows. This is a specimen, a species, and I don't find the tag. I lost the tag. Man, I hate that because now I have to look for it. And I think it's called something with an O. Oh, got him. Oh, come back. Forget it. Don't even try. I'll look for it. I just want to show you all the new peduncles that I'm getting. I know I saw one here. Look at this. Look how many this one has. That's the actual flower on this. But if you look in, actually, you know what? I'm going to put you out here so I can see your flowers better. I'll come. I've been putting them in here, guys, because that screen house, as you can see, has had better days and it keeps falling, and I don't want to damage my Hoyas. And they actually do. Oh, it's a peduncle within a peduncle. Look at that. Just when you thought we didn't have enough, we got more. So all that in there is beautiful peduncles of flowers. So use your Palmer's fertilizer mix. You can use them for your Hoyas as well. This Violetta, Vanda Violetta, has never, ever bloomed for me. Giving me a lot of new babies, and I've been cutting them, putting back after fertilization. So like I said, it could be a coincidence that all of a sudden my yard decided we're all going to bloom at the same time. Or it could be the fertilizer. And I'm going to tell you, I've never seen these results with other fertilizers. So I'm assuming that when you have something that was dying on you and all of a sudden all three give you a spike, that it is the fertilizer. This was doing horrible, as you can see. And I moved it here. I said, you know what, I'm going to put you here for a while. She was still kind of like losing all the leaves and all that. So I said, I'm going to fertilize you and see maybe if this fertilizer could give you some strength. And lo and behold, I was here working with one of my ferns, and I looked at this and I go, what is happening? So I cut her. I cut her, see, she already has a long root. So I cut her from that one, put her here. And this one doesn't have any roots, as you can see. So I'm waiting for it to shoot a root here so I can cut and then put here. And this one will have his own roots already because is the bottom base. So yeah, guys, I am very, very happy. Let me turn off this fan because it is an oven in here if I don't put it. I have my little house fan. It works perfectly fine in here. Now, let me put on the lights. As most of you know, this is my fowl room. This is where I keep all my Phalaenopsis, both novelty and standard, and also what I call tabletop dendrobiums. Dendrobiums that don't get too big. You know, the canes don't get massively big. They stay within these sizes and shoot beautiful flowers like this brown splash. This one is from, this one actually is, I bought this one directly from Frau. Cobianum. No, this is not right. This is wrong. This shouldn't be here. This is not a whoa. Oh my God, I'm all over the place today. Okay, I don't have a tag for this, but this is a brown splash. I know that for a fact. And I got this from Frau. Now this one right next to it is the same thing, and I got it from Pam, which is a much bigger. But look at what we have right next to each other. What do we see there? Nuevo crecimiento. Crecimiento nuevo, renaciendo el crecimiento. The rebirth of the new growth. So these here are my standard. These are standard fowls that I've shown you guys before. There's my gorgeous Joy Fairy Tale Joy from Joseph Wu, the master of Peloric. Wilson created this gorgeousness, the Anaconda. Wilson, I'm telling you, Wilson is so good at these orchids. He has really, really nice stuff. I saw him this past weekend at the Redland show, and he was like in rare form. He was really happy. He was saying hello to everybody, and he was just in a happy mood. It was a great show, by the way. The Moats did a great job, and the vendors did a beautiful job putting their booth together. Now this I got from Pam recently, and the reason I got two of these is because I'm a big fan of Hieroglyphica, just like the Tetraspis. I love them. There's just something about that flower that just drives me nuts. And so I ended up getting two because I do want to do like some type of arrangement, and I've still yet to figure out how I'm going to do it because it does enjoy having moist, not moist, but a humid environment, and it doesn't like to be too dry. They do die pretty quickly. So I have to figure out how to do that. Now this right here, I don't have the name. This is also a Joseph Wu plant, or should I say orchid. It's a Cerulean type. I don't have the name, but it's just absolutely precious. Look at that. And as they age, they get more purple. Now I am going to speed it up a little bit because we're already at 58 minutes, and I'm not going to show anything I've shown you before. I've shown all these in my last Wets and Blooms, so there's no need to. I could just do an overall, I could just do an overall caption. Down here, you guys see that leaf, how beautiful that is? That grew wild in that pot. I had that pot out there with dirt, and that beautiful leaf, it's begonia angel wing, and I had bought this years ago, and it died on me, and I just threw that pot away in a corner. I forgot about it, and guess what? It came back, and I said, you know, you have so much will to live that I'm going to put you in my little quick tent, and I think you're going to love it there. And look at that. It's just doing wonderful. I'm very happy about it. All right, let me put this fan back on. Let me just show you real quickly. I did show you these before, but look at this Tetraspis, how beautiful this is. See, do you see why I like these so much? It's that little leopard line, or not leopard, tiger lines that it has that I love. I have the name here. Oh, these spider webs. gorgeous. So when you guys see these patterns, do you see them? And they reflect here, it's easy to say, it's easy to know that it's probably hybridized with that. So this one has hieroglyphic as well. And you're gonna see them throughout my greenhouse because I'm just a fan. Now, I've been putting a lot of things on trees. We're gonna close off the channel. It's gonna go a little bit over an hour, guys. I'm sorry, I know it's long. It's so weird because some of you are so excited for the long videos, and then not a lot, but a couple of you are like, it's too long. And you know what, guys? I get it. If it's too long and you want to say it's too long, but guys, just be a little bit more tactful when you leave a comment. Like when I leave a comment on, normally if I don't like something in a video, I won't say anything. But if I want to give my suggestion, I always start with a compliment, right? Start with a compliment. You say, you know, I really enjoyed your video, or I enjoyed your flowers or beautiful blooms, just anything. You don't go right in and say, the video's too long, because it comes across very aggressive, and it doesn't really come across like you're trying to help me. It comes across like you are against me. So when you guys leave messages like that, I just like and move forward. Leaving a suggestion is always welcome. It's just be tactful about it. Don't just vomit the suggestion on the comment section. And remember, hundreds of people are reading your comments, if not thousands. So be kind, rewind, and try again. Now, I'm showing you these only because these are all orchids that I had in my greenhouse. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know this whole situation. That I've been taking orchids that were dying in my greenhouse and just plopping them here as a last resort. Like literally putting them like that. Like this was a dead piece of something and it's already shooting a new growth. So all these that you see here were orchids that were not doing well, just like here in my greenhouse. But now I'm starting to see growth. I'm starting to see spikes. Mercedes. I'm calling Mercedes out. Me regalaste esto. ¿Te acuerdas? She gave me this and told me, put it on a tree somewhere. Mira qué linda está. Este Dendrobium. Ay, se me olvidó el nombre. Paphiopedilum? I can't remember the name of that orchid. It's a Dendrobium. It's the one that has the two little dots that look like eyes. Now here is my big mama. We don't have a name for her. She comes from the moats many years ago. I bought her, plopped her here on the tree, and she went from this size to that size in about, I would say, 2 years. And blooms constantly. She just dropped a spike recently. These had spikes, but all gone. They dried, but they're doing well. Lewis is building a new garden of veggies. That's going to be his new veggie and herb garden, together with his tomato garden that's right there. And here's more of Cher's dream. Dave, if you're watching, look at your plants. How crazy the amount of spikes that this mama is going to shoot. Now, she fell from my other tree. I just noticed this new growth. More spikes. Oh my God, there's spikes up there. Just spikes everywhere. Wait, do I smell something? Hold on. I just smell something. Oh! I don't know. Maybe it's me. I smell a light fragrance. Yeah, this has fragrance. Yep. Yep, it has fragrance. It's a very light fragrance, but it has fragrance. So this is a cerulean cross. It has 2 cerulean crosses in. And once I put it here, I think this is the section that it really, really likes. And I love that it's shooting some low. So you're going to have flowers here. You're going to have flowers here. This is just going to be a show. When it's fully established, it's only been there for about 2 months. When this is fully established, we're going to have a massive show. All right, we're going to turn this around. I'm suffocating. This is why you're going to start seeing me more and more in like tank tops and cutoffs, because we are entering the crazy season. Let's look at our little irises here. I've shown you guys this before. I water this baby every single day, and I drench the whole base with a lot of water. And these are the results. I don't fertilize or anything. They just love water. Very, very pretty flower. All right, I think we're done. Let's spin you around. Wow, this was a long one, wasn't it? But a good one. Packed with beautiful blooms. All right, guys. It is done. I am over. I feel like I just got out of a sauna. I'm sorry I'm so red and sweaty, but it is Florida. It is entering summer. We enter summer like right in April. We are in May, but it feels like it's summer. It was 93 yesterday, so it's very, very hot here. But anyways, I hope that this was not too long for you guys, and that even though it was long, that you guys enjoyed what I had to show. I wish I could show you more. There's a lot more blooming and spiking, but I showed you more or less the things that I felt were more exciting to show. One thing, thank you for your response on the t-shirts. Overwhelmingly response. I was not expecting that. You guys really, really like the shirts, and now you made it harder for me because I'm only going to select maybe 4 designs out of the 20 that I made, but you guys like them all. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to figure it out. And then I have to figure out how I'm going to put them out for you guys to order. I want everyone to have access to it. So I don't have a website. I haven't built a website to sell merchandise. That will come in the future. But for now, I'm going to try to do it through YouTube. I just haven't had the time. As I told you guys, I lost a very, very, very dear and close friend of mine. This has been, I could talk about it now because it's been already a week. No, it's been a little bit more than a week. The days have been a blur. I've been very numb. This is the 3rd time I experienced something like this, a loss of a friend, but 3rd time I experienced them making the choice to exit. I don't want to use the wrong words because I know that YouTube gets triggered and it's not a pretty word to use. I don't like the word myself, so I don't use it. It's the first time that a friend of mine this close does something like that. He was like my brother. He used to tell everybody we're brothers. We kind of looked alike. And so it's been a very, very dark and sad past 2 weeks, especially for the family. He has 2 kids and a wife that he left. Kids are teenagers. One is 16, the other one's 14. They're my nephews. When I talk about my nephews, that's who I talk about, my adopted nephews. Blake and Pierce, love them so much. Strong kids. They are stronger than I expected. Very, very strong kids and brilliant. So it's been a really, really hard time for me to process this whole thing. It's been a hard time for the family. It's been a hard time for my circle of friends. It's been something that I'll never forget this. It was very difficult to take in and to try to make things make sense. But that's why I've been gone. I guess sharing it with you guys makes me feel a little bit more at ease because it's not good to keep these things to yourself. Sometimes you need to air them out. I also want to send a lot of blessings and healing quickly from my friend Kelly. I know you've been under the weather and I know you're not feeling well, so I hope you get better soon. I hope you start feeling some comfort. Everybody's been sick with flus and things like that. I don't need to talk about what people have. I just want to send you my thoughts and prayers so you feel better, so you can get back on your feet and start filming some more videos because I miss your videos. And what else do we have that I don't want to forget? Oh, Ophi's Circus. Hopefully I'll get this out before this weekend. I'm going to be filming there. I think tomorrow's Thursday, or next day, following day. I'll be there filming the behind the scenes. It's going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, I don't know the dates because I don't have them here. 12, 13, 14, maybe? No, I don't know. I'll put it down there, or stay to the end and I'll give you the ad so you guys can write it down and be there. Now, I will tell you this, we're already at the tail end of our season. We have only this show and one more show of the big shows, right? There's still smaller shows running, but the big shows is Ophi's Orchid Circus and I was going to say Rare Plant, but that just happened. Redland Orchid Show. So the Redland Orchid Show is in October and Ophi's is this coming weekend. So those are the last 2 top shows and then we take a break. And boy, do I need that break because I have so many things lined up that I want to do. I haven't done any nursery visits. I've done no home visits. I've been so busy with the shows that I've had no time. And then I've been busy here at home. And then with the situation I just explained to you, it's all been piled up. to the point where I don't even know how I'm still hanging on and still normal. As normal as I can be. I haven't lost it. But anyways, that's it. I guess that's all I need to say. If not, it's going to be, oh my God, it's so long. All right, guys, I will see you in the next episode. I'm Nelson. You're watching NatureNel. By the way, this shirt is a sample that I may be using for the cutoff of my designs. I kind of like this fabric. I just bought it to try it out. This is a Kenneth Cole. I'm just using this as an example. I bought it at Marshall's for $7.99. But anyways, it's great to work out here in the yard. It's that no sweat material. And I thought, this is what I want to use. Sleeves and sleeveless of this material. So I'm going to use this as an example to go shopping for t-shirts and cutoffs and tank tops. All right, guys, so I'm done. I'm Nelson. You're watching NatureNel. Remember to always keep it green. I'll see you guys in the next episode.